Hey up and welcome to Callum's Corner. Today we're going to deal with something that doesn't actually exist. No, it is not the female orgasm, it is cultural appropriation. I've been receiving messages for quite a while now requesting that I take a look at it, telling me that it's an absolute bag of arse, that I'll hate it. Just requesting that I give it the corner common sense treatment, basically. Well, I've got a couple of hours free, so I thought we may as well get stuck in. Now, I will be examining a couple of recent incidents that you guys have requested that I look at where people have been accused of this. But before we get into that, I think it's a good idea to get an understanding and definition of what cultural appropriation is. Cultural appropriation is a concept dealing with the adoption of the elements of a minority culture by members of the dominant culture. Cultural elements which may have deep meaning to the original culture may be reduced to exotic fashion or toys by those from a dominant culture. So, as I said earlier, it's just not a thing. Obviously, people copy each other. I mean, we've got over 7 billion people in the world now, and they're connected in a way that never existed before, thanks to the internet. Everyone eats the same stuff, they watch the same stuff, they all wear the same stuff. People want to be different, people want to stand out, and it's more difficult than it ever was before. It's one of the reasons, I think, that there's hundreds of different genders now. You know, people are desperate to define themselves as something, to make a statement, to stand out in some small way. So of course clothes and traditions from lesser known cultures are going to get copied to some extent. You know, that is something that has happened throughout history. Whenever two cultures have discovered each other, you know, there's a meeting of minds, an exchange of ideas, a merging of ways. And in this environment that we live in now, it's obviously going to happen even more. But it just isn't a problem. You know, it's not a mark of disrespect, it's the opposite, if anything. And the idea that it can only be a one-way street from the dominant culture is mental. Just think about it. The minority culture can and does adopt elements of the majority culture into it, while the majority culture can't. So the minority culture is in effect diluted and could actually lose its own traditions. You know, it's mental. It's not right. It should be a two-way street, an exchanging of ideas and cultures between the two of them. You know, both should be celebrated. Otherwise, it's just aversive. Okay, we dealt with the theory. That's the kind of classroom learning done, I guess. Let's jump into the real world now and have a look at a couple of examples of this age-ridden idea at work. This is the example most of you wanted me to talk about. Basically, this girl posted some pictures to her Twitter. It was her prom night and she was showing off her prom dress. That's a big night for people in America. Obviously, she was excited and she was happy to be showing off some pictures of her. And she got this bitter and twisted reply saying, "My culture is not your goddamn prom dress." Clearly, this is stupid. I mean, the guy has basically sucked the joy out of this girl's prom. I mean, how much of a dick do you need to be to steal attention away from a young teenage girl on her prom night by moaning about something that has literally zero effect on your life? And honestly, a day later, this spasmoidal social justice soy sucker was posting this. "Yes, I used to be more ignorant than I am now. My youth was not perfect. It was problematic. I was problematic and didn't know better. I sincerely apologise to all the people it possibly affected. But my past does not define me." Apologising for past tweets, because that is what happens. You know, you start making accusations and then everyone goes through the stuff and guess what? Jeremy's the same as everyone else. We've all said and done stupid stuff. Nobody is perfect. It's a lesson. Rather than spouting off on social media, you know, desperately throwing shade in an attempt to get some attention, why not pipe down? You know, stop pissing on everyone else's bloody parade and do something noteworthy with your own life to get some attention. You know, Jeremy, I think, was probably jealous, actually, because no woman he knows could actually fit into that dress. And that's just a little joke, because social justice warriors like Jeremy do tend to be very fat and weird looking. Clearly, Jeremy is a joke, but there is a serious point to be made here. You know, it doesn't matter what dress some girl wears to prom. That is ridiculous. But that doesn't mean that Jeremy's culture or race has not been wronged in the past. I've no idea of his history. However, as someone who has got the British Empire in his culture and all of that history, there's a pretty good chance that some wrong has been done from my culture to his. You know, same with that girl if she's from the USA. However, those wrongdoings were done by evil, ruling class elite people, colonising spasmoids. And every culture has them in it. If you go back far enough in its history, there's always a ruling class who have done weird, evil stuff, and their actions should be recognised, should be condemned, and we should learn from them and evolve. But adding stuff about prom dresses to it just dilutes the matter. It takes away attention from what is actually a serious thing. We need to stop this escalation of stupidity, because honestly, we are heading towards a future where it's considered disrespectful for a white person like me to order an Indian or Chinese takeaway, and I don't want to live in that world. Okay, let's look at one more example. I've chosen this one because we've done race already. This one is about religion. A little while ago there was something called the Met Gala and there was outcry. Catholics and Conservatives accuse Met Gala of cultural appropriation. Imagine using my religion to do your fashion show. Disgusting. It's ridiculous. Catholics whining away about their religion being disrespected and appropriated. First of all, they should be happy to be in the news for something that's not nonsense for a change. And secondly, if your religion is so weak that it's affected by what outfit someone wears, then it's an absolute bag of arse in the first place. If you've got true belief and you're secure in your religion, what dress someone wears should make no difference whatsoever. And again, it's silly. It doesn't need to be about cultural appropriation. How stupid the celebrities look in these ridiculous outfits should be enough. Just take a look at some of the other dresses that were worn to the Met Gala.
I used to be a lunatic from the gracious days.
And that's enough. They look moronic. Just laugh at them as they reach unheralded levels of stupidity. And this is my point, really. We don't need to make it about cultural appropriation. Race, religion, the world. It's all more connected than it's ever been. We are really becoming as one. And let's celebrate that. Let's share together, And when someone does something stupid, something evil, we don't need to grasp at straws like cultural appropriation. Stupidity transcends that in most cases. Let's just call a twat and move on. Let me give you a quick example before we end here. White people with dreadlocks. I've spoken about it before. It annoys the crap out of me. Honestly, I want to shout at them, to shake them. Get a haircut, have a bloody wash. But I'm not about to start accusing them of cultural appropriation just to prove my point. I just content myself with laughing at them behind their back and staying downwind of them if they're close to me. And that's what you've got to do, just laugh at them. Just call a twat. You don't need to invent something that doesn't exist. I think that's it really. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. I really do appreciate it. Please do leave me a like if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, leave me a dislike. We're all about the honest exchange of ideas here in the corner. And please do comment below if there's anything else you'd like me to take a look at and deal with. Remember, it is your corner too. Hopefully I'll be seeing you guys again soon.